What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and thanks again for tuning in. We're going to get ready to go through today's pre-market watch list, which really isn't a whole lot. I mean, honestly, if you're looking at what's going on in the market currently today, there's not a whole lot, and that's kind of how it's been the past couple days, and that's the way it's probably going to continue to be for a while. This is what happens when you get to the summer months of the year. Usually the volume in the market kind of dries up, and trading becomes a little slower. So your opportunities become a little less, your moves become a little less. So it just becomes a little bit more of a challenging environment to trade into. So you have to be understanding of that, or you're going to be looking for way bigger moves that the market's never going to give, and then everything can get a little skewed. So today, really what I want to talk about is GameStop. We're going to touch on a few of the penny stocks that have been moving today. A little bit of the market, NIO, and then that's pretty much just it. There really isn't a whole lot else other than that. So for one, we're looking here at GameStop. If you see it, it's gone up this morning pretty good. We jumped from like 176 to 198 on the news that Ryan Cohen is going to become the new CEO of the company. Hi, Ryan, but still GameStop not worth $197 a share even with you becoming CEO. So this is just some news that's short-term affecting the market positively, but overall won't outlast the long-term trend on it. So we still predict that overall GameStop will go lower. GameStop has price targets right now of $114 to $154. So pretty much put it this way, market on GameStop we anticipate probably going lower overall. So still really that's with GameStop. We had the stock APRE jump today. So this is a stock that jumped up pre-market this morning on just some little fluff news, I believe. Shares are trading higher after a company announced it received FDA orphan drug designation for its something treatment. Okay. But either way, so this stock jumped up. It's easy to borrow on Thinkorswim, so if you want, you could short the stock, but that also can be a reason as to why stocks have a really good long move. So for now, we are watching the stock APRE slightly on the long side, only because it's not extremely overbought. It's about it. I mean, that's it. I mean, we're just watching it long bias, and I believe it's because this right here is our long-term daily chart regression trend. So if we can successfully get to the prices of 581, we could cause a breakout move. So we already traded this stock bearish here. As soon as the price got to the 581, we started shorting it, and above it, we shorted it down and covered into the drop because we know that this is resistance here. So this morning when APRE jumped up, hit this red line and over, we sold short anticipating it would come back down because that's a long-term trending resistance mark. So that's where the breakout point's at. So today, APRE, if in the event, can cross up through 580, then we might be able to see a jump on the stock. Something else that was moving earlier was HOFV. Arguably, this might have a decent trading day. We already traded this a little bit. So we'll watch HOFV. Pretty much put it this way, this is resistance. We sold HOFV short bias here off this resistance, covered into this drop here. So overall, what we're looking for on HOFV, if it's going to be a long move, is it has to get through our trend. Look at where the resistance is at. This is great. You see that? Remember that red line I just showed you? I was like, oh, that's where we shorted. Well, let me delete this, right? So it's no longer there, right? So when I go to this other time frame, something else will appear, but right, the reason we put that red line there is when we go to the 4-hour chart, you can see, right, I mean, that was it. All right, 4-hour chart, price goes right up to this point, and that's where we sold short, right? So long-term resistance trend at short. So we sold the market down. So the only way HOFV is even going to break out more than what you see is it has to go through resistance. So the pre-market high, a lot of times when traders are like, oh, pre-market high is the breakout level. It's true because usually that pre-market high is getting set in off of this level, right? So a lot of traders can always figure out where the pre-market high is because all they have to do is wait till market open and go, oh, there's a pre-market high. But it's hard to figure out where the pre-market high is going to become before it happens. So these lines basically help us gauge where those pre-market lows and highs are going to start, and then we make them start. So anyways, So in order for HOFV to actually break out, you're going to have to go through the price point of 500 or $5.18. And then if in the event it does get through 518, then you might be able to look for a price target up to 573, which would be our next trending mark, 568, 570s, which would be a big move. So in the event you actually see HOFV cross through the pre-market high, then you could see a move up to 575. But before you can even do that, the market needs to trade sideways. It needs to consolidate because you see this blue line. That blue line is also intraday resistance. And that blue line saying that basically the market can't go above this. So in order for us to get to 570, we would need the blue line to get all the way to 570, which could happen throughout the day if the stock progresses slightly up, slightly sideways, and even down a little bit, and it gives the market time to increase its overall range for the day. So basically what I mean is the market needs to sit sideways, and every time a new candle happens, this trend is going to get a little higher, 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 a little higher. So to the point where maybe at 10:30 in the morning, the trend is all the way up at 570, and then the market actually allows for a move to 570. All right. So that's HOFV. We'll touch on NIO really quickly. So NIO had a really bad bearish day the other day. If you guys follow the channel, we gave it a $43 price target not too long ago. You can see that we actually missed the price target by about 40 cents or 60 cents. We got as high as about 42.20, so we missed it by about 80 cents. So back when the market was trading down here, we called for a price target of $43 on NIO. It got to 42.20, so we missed it by 80 cents. And then since then, it's kind of just been selling down. So really the only way you go about looking at NIO now is it's in a descending wedge pattern, and either we break the wedge pattern down, go down to our next support, or we hold price action support and then we squeeze the wedge to the upside. So right now, the pinnacle point for this wedge is probably somewhere down here. So another week, couple weeks, we'll probably see NIO trade down sideways or something. If in the event NIO breaks down, you're going to look for a dip buy off of 2660. So again, if NIO does break these lows, snaps down, I'll be getting long at 2660 for a counter trend reversal. If it doesn't break down and go to 2660, then you're probably just going to see this market sit sideways at support around 3450. And then again, once it consolidates its wedge long enough, tricks enough traders, then it can pop the wedge and squeeze to the upside. Okay. All right, let's go back over to the NASDAQ, the market. If you guys remember, we said that the market was probably going to hesitate, sit sideways here on this trend. We did that for a couple days. We just broke away, and now we're going towards the next trending target, which was 339, so pretty much the all-time high. So back when, again, the NASDAQ was trading here, we told you it was going to go to here, and then once it went to here, it was going to stop, go sideways, pull back slightly, then it was going to go to here. So far the market is doing literally everything we had mentioned perfectly to a T. So there's no doubt in my mind you're going to see the all-time high, 339 on the NASDAQ. All right, go over to the SPY. SPY's up. SPY's doing the same thing as always, up. So really no change there. SPY continuing up. That's it. And that's pretty much today's watch list. Nothing else has really changed that I think is worth mentioning for the time being. I'm just going to double check this stock. Maybe this stock, this might be worth watching. It's called Rice. There's some talk of a merger acquisition, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of moving. This might be of interest to you, but really the only thing we're probably going to do is follow HOFV, APRE, NIO, and then hopefully something decent just comes across the scanners and gives us an easy day by just being alerted on scanners. So that's really what we're looking for. Other than that, guys, take care. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.